How can you be so ungrateful? This is pure emotional manipulation. She sacrificed her entire life for him. Learn to recognize manipulations. There are 6 main types of manipulations. Do not be afraid to say no and defend your rights and needs. Friends, today we will talk about manipulations and how to defend against them. In general, manipulation is a form of psychological influence aimed at changing the behavior or perception of another person using hidden deceptive methods. Manipulators often use emotional pressure, lies, threats, distortion of facts, or change of context to achieve their goals for their own interests. Recognizing and countering manipulations is very important for maintaining personal well-being and psychological health. There are 6 main types of manipulations. The first and quite easily recognizable type is excessive flattery. Manipulators often use flattery to quickly gain your trust and favor. They may give compliments that seem insincere or inappropriate for the situation to make you feel obligated for them or to give some sense of personal significance. The second type is emotional pressure, using feelings of guilt, fear, sympathy, or love to influence their victim. Manipulators often shift responsibility for their problems onto others, making people feel guilty. You can often hear from manipulators that he is ungrateful. She gave birth to him. She sacrificed her entire life, career, personal life, and sexual life for him to raise him. She gave herself completely to him. Yet he is ungrateful, doesn't listen to her, wants to leave her and go to a girlfriend. She tries to teach him about life. And when he tries to explain why he doesn't consider her example as a role model, when he tells her, "What have you achieved yourself?" she bursts into tears and says, "I gave birth to you. I gave you life. How can you be so ungrateful?" On the other hand, it was her own instinct. It was her whim. She had him for herself. He didn't ask her. And when he tells her, "Mom, I love you, but why do you think I should do what you say? I don't see that you have achieved anything yourself. Why do you allow yourself to give me advice?" She presses on emotions, on the fact that he should be grateful, presses on the fact that he was born thanks to her, that she sacrificed herself for him. This is pure emotional manipulation. Manipulators often exploit a person's weak character traits, fears, or insecurities. The third type of manipulation places special pressure on the victim. It is ignoring or violating personal norms. Often both are applied. Manipulators typically do not respect personal boundaries and may attempt to violate them to achieve their goals. The fourth type of manipulation is isolation, attempting to isolate you from friends, family, and any external sources of support. In this way, the manipulator's victim becomes helpless and has nowhere to find support or learn about alternative viewpoints, opinions, or opportunities. The fifth type is gaslighting, a tactic where the manipulator makes you doubt your memories or perception of reality. For example, you clearly remember an episode and the manipulator did a specific act. When you begin to describe and remind the manipulator about the problem, you then hear denial and even aggression in response. The last type of manipulation is alternating cruelty and kindness in their behavior. Unpredictable behavior where the manipulator alternates aggressive or cruel actions with moments of care and attention. Manipulations can have different goals, but they all share the desire to control or dominate another person, to extract material or emotional benefits, to avoid responsibility or accusations, and to achieve specific tasks at the expense of another person. Manipulations can be emotional, intellectual, or social. Emotional manipulation affects a person's feelings to change their behavior or perception. Intellectual manipulation uses logical tricks, sophistry, or distorts facts, disrupting the perception of the situation. Social manipulation affects a person through social pressure, group expectations, or stereotypes. Here are some tips that can help you protect yourself from manipulations. The first tip is awareness of your own boundaries. Clearly define your personal boundaries and be consistent in observing them. Do not be afraid to say no and defend your rights and needs. Determine what is acceptable to you and what is not. Clearly and confidently express your boundaries to others. Defend your rights and needs. Do not allow others to control your decisions or actions. The second tip is to work on your confidence and self-esteem, so you depend less on others' opinions and approval. The third tip is critical thinking. Doubt the information, verify it. Does it seem biased or one-sided? Find independent sources to get the full picture. Practice critical thinking, especially when information seems too good to be true or is aimed at provoking strong emotions. Ask questions. Seek additional information before making any decisions. Develop assertive communication skills to express your thoughts and feelings openly and respectfully, without succumbing to provocations and manipulations. Assertive communication skills include confidently, but respectfully expressing your thoughts and feelings. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs. For example, I feel ... I need ... The fifth tip is to seek support. Do not be afraid to reach out for support from friends, family, or professionals, especially if the manipulation has a strong impact on your mental state. The sixth tip is to study psychological and emotional self-defense techniques to strengthen your resistance to manipulative influences. Develop emotional intelligence. Learn to recognize and understand your emotions so that the manipulator cannot use them against you. Manage your reactions and emotional states to stay calm in conflict situations. The seventh tip is to master relaxation techniques such as breathing exercises, physical activities, meditation, or yoga to reduce stress levels. This level may increase as a result of manipulations. The eighth tip is to learn to distinguish manipulations. Resisting manipulative techniques such as gaslighting or emotional blackmail requires awareness, self-confidence, and a readiness to defend your boundaries. Remember that you have the right to respect and fair treatment in any relationship. To protect yourself from manipulations, it is important to develop critical thinking, the ability to recognize manipulative techniques, self-esteem, and confidence. Clearly establish and defend personal boundaries, and not be afraid to seek help and support in difficult situations. There are two types of communication: developmental communication and manipulative communication. Developmental communication always helps to increase the number of degrees of freedom, options, response spaces, while manipulative communication always reduces the number of degrees of freedom or options for action. A person came to a friend, leaving with several new options for the situation. He thought he had 3 options, and upon leaving, he knows he now has 5. This is developmental communication. That when a person comes with 3 options and leaves with 1, that is manipulation. The most frightening manipulation, friends, is advice. You can turn to a cardiologist for advice if you want to know how to prevent a heart attack. Why? Because the cardiologist knows everything about the heart 100 times better than you do. You can turn to a lawyer to draft a contract. Why? Because the lawyer knows the laws much better. However, there is one topic where you should not go anywhere for advice. That topic is your destiny, your life. No one on earth knows what you are experiencing, what you want, or what you dream about to allow themselves to give you advice. Do not let anyone give you advice regarding your life, your destiny, your choices, your relationships. Try not to give anyone advice about their life. Be free. Good luck to you.